Welcome back. Welcome to Craftily, or Crafting Unedited. Or welcome back if you watched the previous one. This is going to be part 2 to vinyl transfer on wood. So yesterday I had a mishap with my vinyl, and I thought that I had totally bombed it and failed, but I was able to salvage my peacock. And while it is not exactly what I wanted it to be, it's pretty close and I'm okay with it. If it were for a customer, then I would have made sure they were okay with it first, but I am my own customer today. So what I'm going to be doing today is finishing up my sign. And this is for my little space. And I will show you the steps on how to finish what we started yesterday. But first, I need a rag or towel. I just use a little microfiber rag to brush it off a little bit. Just make sure there's no debris on the actual wood. Clean it off and all of that. So yesterday, just kind of recap, I had designed and then cut and then went to weed this bad boy. And because what I figured out is that the image is actually a Cricut image. So no, I did not design this, but it is meant for a pop-up card. So that means that these the bottoms of the peacock feathers right here, you can see where I'm pointing, but it's meant to be printed on a piece of cardstock, and those little bottom pieces of the feathers are meant to be scored using the scoring tool so that you can pop them up. So it's not meant for a cut. It's meant for a pop-up card. But this is where you get creative and you find ways to make it work. The other issue that I was having yesterday, and I have it with glitter HTV all the time, or glitter vinyl all the time, and it's a reason why I try to not use the glitter, but it's so pretty and sometimes you can't avoid it. But it was kind of worth the headache because it turned out really gorgeous. So what I did was I just took a little extra time on it and pulled off what I could, and some of the backing had stuck to this side of the glitter HTV, which is the biggest issue I have with glitter vinyl, is that the backing wants to stick to the actual vinyl. So I just kind of, like I said, took my time, pulled it all off, and then after I was done, there was some vinyl or some backing stuck to the vinyl still, so I just took my tweezers and I carefully just pulled each and every piece off. Very tedious work, but like I said, it was worth it for me. I actually even got to the point where I thought I was going to have to redo my image. But I decided last night after we got back from the kids' Taekwondo class that I would take a little extra time on it and get it ready. So went ahead and did that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just set this on top here. I do not want to apply it yet because I still have to do this. Remove the backing from that. So I've already got it weeded, and I put my transfer tape or contact paper, which is what I use for regular vinyl because it's a beautiful thing and it comes up very easily. And I'm gonna just take my scraper tool here, Cricut scraper tool, and just make sure that I go over it a little bit, making sure that it sticks. I am going to trim this down just a little bit because I don't want it to stick to my peacock when I transfer it over. It's probably going to still, but if I can limit that, great. And I'm actually going to save that. This stuff is great to seal your vinyl rolls. I'll show you really quick. So if you have something like this, and it's flapping, it's gonna get bent. So what I do is I take these little extra pieces that I have, I can find the end. It was a very long night last night. I'm very tired today. It's going to be a long, long Tuesday. It's going to be Monday continued. That's not working, so if all else fails, cut it. But this, it doesn't stick to the vinyl to the point where it's going to ruin it or peel it up. And then there you have it. It's not going to be bent or anything of the sorts. It also does good for extra scrap pieces like this. As you can see, that was a mess up. But you just take a little piece of this. Same thing. This is a mess up, but it's still salvageable. Okay. And trim. I don't need to trim the bottom side. It's all good. But now we're going to weed or pull the backing off of this bad boy. You see how easy this is? Way easier than yesterday's catastrophe. Voila! Oh, I spoke too soon. That's my bad. I was getting a little cocky there. Alright. Easy peasy, right? Voila. Craftily. Flip that this way. Move this back over here. So, we have peacock. We have words. Okay. So, now what I'm going to do is carefully eyeball. I don't measure. I should measure, but if you were going to measure, you would just take, now I have no head again. There we go. If you're going to measure, you would just take a basic ruler or a measuring tape. But I don't know where mine went, so basic ruler it is. If I remember right, this board is 12 3/4. Yes, so I need the center of the peacock to be about 6 and somewhere between 1/2 and 1/4. I'm horrible at this stuff. So 6 somewhere and 1/4. Between 1/4 and 1/2. And that's about where I have it. It is flipped upside down right now. And it keeps sticking to me and moving. So there we go. And then for the height, I needed about, it was 9 3/4. So I needed about 4, math is hard. Probably 4 3/4 actually. I think so. Yeah, we'll go with that. So center of peacock at 4 3/4. Actually, I needed a little bit higher because of the word. So that looks good to me. And then I will take this and lay it over top just to measure and make sure that I have enough space. And I do. We're golden. So take this guy here. I'm going to use my ruler actually. I was going to use this as a placeholder, but the ruler is actually going to guide me as to where I want to place this. So needed it at about 6 3/4. So you're just going to take your design, obviously sticky side down. And with the Cricut transfer tape, it actually has the grid lines, but I'm horrible at using those, so. And then you take your scraping tool, and you go to Scrape City. And you just scrape it. For a wood sign, you really, 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 really want to scrape it in there. And that's so that it catches the wood grain as well as the stain. Again, I have no head, that's okay. I'll sit back down. All right. I'm very sore from yesterday's workout as well. I'm a mess today. So just in all directions here. Use my left hand so that my shoulder doesn't hate me. You'll hear me reference shoulder pain a little bit. I try not to, but even with this stuff, it kind of irritates it. And the reason why that is I severed my biceps tendon about 5 years ago, and it just has not healed. I also have bursitis, tendonitis, and a rotator cuff tear, as well as an impingement. So, when I have injuries, when I do things, I do them good. I don't half-ass anything. Except for dinner. Sometimes I'll half-ass that. But only sometimes. I like to cook. And you guys will see that because I'll do some recipes in my blog. Alright, that looks pretty solid, so I'm going to go ahead and start peeling this up. Wish me luck, because if this gives me the same headache as yesterday's, I might go in the corner and scream. But it shouldn't, because it shouldn't. I spoke too soon. So, what we're going to do is just give it a little extra loving. Okay. It's working. Shooting for this video to be under 30 minutes. So, the better this works for me, the quicker this video is. Not that I don't love talking to you guys. I just don't think that you want to watch me for more than 30 minutes. Now this little piece over here is being a butt. The smaller pieces with the more angles, the more difficult. So you just come at it from another angle. Also, the other thing that helps is keeping it super flat. This little piece over here wants to be a jerk. It's not going smooth until I got to this guy. So we just change direction sometimes, because it's clearly this little, the tip of the feather that's hooking. So for that one, crisis number 1 of the morning averted. Sometimes you do need to take a thinner tool, and just kind of go over it, because it will just keep grabbing and grabbing and grabbing. Like this piece, it's doing the same thing that little corner did, and it's because it doesn't have enough exposure to adhere to the wood. There we go. So the tiny edge just wants to grip to the contact paper. Now typically this is a way quicker process, but because of the issues that I'm having, I'm taking it slow. Oops. And this is also another reason why I like to use clear packing tape or masking tape, whatever you want to call it, the Scotch tape that comes on the rolls, because it's not as strong of a bond to the glitter vinyl, so it doesn't typically stick to the glitter as much. So the problem that I'm having now I typically wouldn't have. Sometimes things just need a little extra love. And that's what I'm here to try to give it. Or a little anger. Or both. Tough love. There we go. Almost there. Oh. The other piece will be way easier. Now that I said that, it's not going to be. Changing direction again, because it seems to be wanting to stick from all angles. This actually, the color is perfect on this dark stained wood. When picking your vinyls, make sure that you have something that's gonna pop while it being neutral might be your thing. This is very neutral, and this is what the peacock looks like on it. I don't know if you can tell that it's glittery, but it does stand out, and that was my goal. So I hope that you like that. I like it, so it doesn't really matter if you like it. I'm sorry. It's for my area, so as long as I like it, that's all I care about, and I do. So now we're going to put this on, and I know about where the lettering should be based on my design, but I'm going to double check that. And kid's Halloween costume is up on my thing, so let's save that, excuse me. When your son wants to be, changes his mind of what he wants to be within like a week and a half of Halloween, you get creative. He wants to be Marshmallow the DJ, and he told me Friday that he wanted to be Marshmallow the DJ. Well, it's gonna take a while for the mask to be shipped, so what does Crafter Mom do? She makes that shit. Alright, so I need the legs to be right about there. And that's how I guide myself. I just look at my picture. And the A should be about there. Wide the eye. Yeah, the eye is about right. Alright. Don't stick to my transfer or contact paper. Again, give it a little friction first. I skipped this part on the glitter. Maybe that's why it gave me such a headache. Alright. This should be way easier because this Oracle vinyl is super easy to work with. Can't see. There we go. And as you can see, it's giving me some little problems, but not too terrible. So just take the scraper tool, get it into all of the grains here. And if you do it right, especially with the iron on process onto the wood, you can make it look like it was painted on there. But because, like I said before, because this wood is treated and stained, you can HTV on treated wood, but not stained wood. It will definitely, I mean, it would work. It's just not what I want to do, and I don't need to for this. It looks really good too if you do that, but like I said, not what I wanted to do here. The only thing with the stained wood, if it's a darker color like this, it might bleed through your vinyl and discolor your vinyl, and that's not what you want, trust me. There we go. All better. We'll just kind of, I like to guide my transfer tape or contact paper through the flow of the letters. Personal preference, you don't have to do it. I just think that it makes it a little bit easier to remove. Ooh, that part was on Peacock Feather. There we go. Like I said, the sign is not meant to go outside. It's not meant to be fooled around with. It will be very durable, but it's not meant to get wet. It's not meant for that. And there we have it. Beautiful sign. Not perfect, but you know what? This is crafting unedited, so nothing is perfect. I'm not perfect. My products are not perfect, and I'm okay with that. And that's kind of how I roll. I don't, especially if I'm doing something unique, I want it to have some unique touches. So some of the not perfectness is purposeful. That's a mouthful. All right, so finished sign, nice smooth. As you can see, I am rubbing my hand across it, and it is not coming up. So it is on there, it's not coming off, and it's beautiful. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am under my 30-minute mark, and I would really, 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 really appreciate it, trying to move my chair, if you went down in the corner over there and subscribed, hit the bell, and liked the video. If you don't want to do all three, totally understand, but if you could just subscribe to my channel, that would be fantastic. The more views I have, the more I'm going to post, and the better I'll get, so that things like this don't happen. Or they do. Don't know. Who cares? But the more subscribers, the better. So if you could go down and subscribe, that would be fantastic and highly appreciated. So until next time, have a wonderful day.